Bonjour from beautiful Beausoleil. Hello, good people. It's been a very long day for me. Quite hectic. Good to see we've got somebody here from the Netherlands. Happy for Lando. I guess you're happy for Max as well. Hello, my members. And thank you to those people who took up something I didn't know whether it would work or not, and that was me putting up two actually, raw files from the Thursday here, the Cars on Track, and I reckon at least 20 of you have gone and downloaded those raw files and edited them and sent me back a couple of files for me to have a look at. So thank you very much for that. I will feature those on an upcoming video. So yes, this is my view outside here in Beausoleil, and down there, that big building to the right, is it? No. That's just down there is the casino. But I tell you, this place is unbelievably tough to get around on foot because it's all uphill and down dale, and it is very hard work. Rightio, so let me tell you about today. You stayed up late to watch, says Kent, in the Philippines, but hopefully you were rewarded because if you're a Max fan and you're a fan of racing in general, I think we did pretty well today. And sad for Lewis, obviously, that he couldn't do much better than, what did he end up, 6th or 7th? And sad for Valtteri, who, from what I understand, I don't even know yet. I haven't had a look at what happened, but I understand it was a tyre problem. But otherwise, for us as a photographer, it's just a very boring race. Cars doing what they should do, going straight. No one careering off into barriers. But yesterday, when those two crashes happened, both of them, I'd been at the spot where the cars crashed at some time previous. Unfortunately, I wasn't there when they crashed, so I didn't get any shots, and I didn't get any shots of the post-event. Right, where am I going with this? Where was I photographing today? I did the start from outside of turn 1, which wasn't a great shot. I think I probably would have been better off. Oh, it would have been a great shot if there'd been a good incident. Kim Keedle. Hello, Kim, if you're watching this. He's training Oscar Piastri, who had a couple of good results, 2 podiums. And I'll just tell you something here. If you're in Beausoleil, this is a, what's it called? Galvanina. It's just orange juice or different fruit juices with sparkling water in it. It's fantastic. And I've just had the most remarkable dinner from a place called Rotisserie. And now I want to thank, and maybe that person who told me about Rotisserie is actually on the stream here tonight. They said, and they picked it up from just a little shot I had out my window here, that out to your right, 30 metres, there's a place called Rotisserie, best chicken you've ever eaten. And I agree with them. And somebody also tipped me off about a pizza place up the hill here, which is out there. Well, it would have been, except they're no longer open. But anyway, I've had enough pizza, but I needed some good food, and this was great. Is Raskas a good place? Apologies for this banging noise. Yeah, Raskas is all right for shooting. No, look, somebody asked me to take a photo of Bottas's pit stop. No, I'm nowhere near the pits, and we can't even. Is there a spot? No, I don't think there's even. Look, there is one spot, a cheeky spot where we can stand and get away with, say, maybe 15 or 20 seconds, and we can see the pits. But unless we're on a building somewhere, which I wasn't. It's unfortunate, but just very poor shooting options in this place. Hopefully the audio's all right. Hello, Nairobi. Charles, what a shocker that was, hey? I was walking around, it was over the PA, and they had an announcement from, they had some audio from Michael Massa and the team just confirming that he wasn't starting. And so I wanted to put a post up straight away, but obviously I didn't have a picture of Charles handy for that moment. What I ended up doing was just quickly opening my phone and seeing what I had, and I had a picture from earlier on the morning on a bicycle, so I ended up using that one. Vettel's comeback, it's not going too well, is it? Did he do all right today? See, what happens is, at the end of the race, we go to Parc Fermé, but Parc Fermé is not like what it was. And so we had to shoot from behind wire, and I was a long way away from the podium, so I had to put the camera up on on this thing here, which I can get up quite high. But then I shoot rather blindly, so a lot of the shots are out of focus. Not that you'll ever know that, because you won't see those. And then we have to make the hike back to the media centre, and it's all very hard work, a lot harder than it needs to be. So we just don't get to see what we used to see in the past. But it's better than nothing. Did Vettel get driver of the day? So where did he finish? Someone tell me that. Oh, 5. Okay, well, that's excellent. So he's going better than Fernando. Poor Fernando's having a dogged time, isn't he? Ocon's doing pretty well. Okay, what was that one? No, I don't know that question. Mr. or Mrs. Meltz, I don't know the answer to that. Will I stay in France? No, I'm going to Baku next week. I think Monday. I think I go tomorrow. And I'm there for at least 2 or 3 weeks because of a few things. I need to stay out of Europe for a certain number of days, and this helps that we've got this race over there. Hello from Toronto. Hi Toronto. Will drivers party tonight in pubs? I don't know. I think Max will probably go home and have dinner. I saw Kelly Piquet late in the day too. She had this nice pair of jeans on, but she was rushing down to get up on the podium, or at least to go and have a look at Max. Collect his prize. He won a prize today. Best photo you got today? Oh, don't know. Let's have a quick look here. I'm not finished editing yet, but these. Oh, look! I quite like this one. This is going to have a logo on it, but I don't mind that. It's got a reflection in it, but I think there's probably some low stuff that I took through the Armco, which I haven't even seen yet. I've still got another card to edit, which is probably another 100 pictures to put up. But I did have a lot of sales of those pictures of the McLaren. That was a very good seller on ProStar Pics. And if you haven't got those pictures and you want them to print, you should get on to prostarpics.com and search, I don't know, day 2 of this event, and you'll find all those pictures of the cars coming out of the tunnel, which was just beautiful to shoot. Chennai, India. Hello, Chennai. Saudi. Oh, there's someone from Saudi there. I'm looking forward to coming to your country later this year. I'm looking for some interesting questions too. You know my favourite race. I'll be doing a video tomorrow about stuff I saw this weekend, and then I'll be doing a travel video probably Wednesday. Royal dinner for drivers. Somebody said that today, that the winner normally goes for dinner with the prince. And I thought, is that a prize or a punishment? I don't know what he's like. He might be a top bloke. I don't know. How do you prepare for such a mixed up grid? No, my photo route doesn't change at all. To get to where I can shoot the first corner, I have to go up 3 flights of stairs, go out onto the street, walk a while, cross a bridge, walk right along the side of the track, go underneath the track and come out the right spot. But I went the wrong way, so I got probably 8 minutes into the wrong way and realised, oh hell, this is not going well. So I had to retrace my steps and go outside, and I thought I'm going to miss out the start. But anyway, I got there with a few minutes to spare, and it wasn't a great looking picture for the start. First time I've ever shot from there. A lot of photographers on that podium as well. Favourite spot in Monaco other than the chicane? I like them when they go up the hill. What's that, in turns 2, 3 and whatever, up towards the casino. That's nice. No, I'm not going to stay in. I'm going to go to Silverstone as late as possible and leave as early as possible. That's my plan. And if somebody knows a stunning Airbnb near the track, please tell me. I am looking for something really good, and I've just never ever found anything. It's always a disappointment. Didn't see Serena Williams there. I did get Tom Holland, and thankfully somebody mentioned, 2 people mentioned that to me. Actually 3. There were 2 people on Insta, and somebody in the media centre said Tom Holland's there, and of course I got no idea who Tom Holland was because I don't watch Spider-Man. I went down to do the driver's parade, and I saw a guy get out of a Porsche who'd done a hot lap. He took his helmet off, and there's one photographer walking backwards shooting him, and I thought, well, he fits the rough description, so I'll just shoot him and see what happens. So I shot him, and then some young kid was getting a selfie, I think he was doing it. And when they all left, and after I'd finished shooting, I said to that kid, who's that? He goes, that's Tom Holland. I said, oh, great. He said, did you get any photos of me? I said, yeah. Oh, can you send them to me? I said, no, you can buy them. Not doing charity work here. Anyway, so if you get onto my page today, in fact, I can show you this kid because I've got all these pictures here. It's this kid here. And maybe he's watching now. Let's have a look. That's him there. So he was pretty chuffed that he had a little chat with Tom, who I see afterwards has 44 million followers. My gosh. This is a great apartment. Look at those lovely lights. Aren't they lovely? I've been so lucky here because you wouldn't get a hotel for twice this price. And if you did, the room or the space would be a third of what I've got here. Do I feel Oh, actually, I'll tell you a story. Someone said anxious about taking photos, fear of missing out on money shots. No, look, a photo of a crash probably gets less, but gets fewer likes on Insta than, say, Tom Holland or Lando on the podium. So that's not a real concern. Now, somebody said, because I was shooting quite close to the Armco today, and it's frightening because they come past at such a speed and there's such a rush of air coming through the Armco that it really does put the frighteners on me sometimes. And you're going to get pelted with these little bits of rubber, and they do hit you. And then the marshal came over and he said, look at this. And he showed me a picture of some Armco. And earlier in the day, a guy had been shooting, not where I was, but not too far away. And he was as close as I was to the fence. And the car hit the fence, the Armco, and he was thrown 2 meters backwards. And his shoulder was smashed. So I thought, yeah, okay. So I've got to be a little bit careful as to where I do it. And you have to have your wits about you all the time looking at cars coming. And you shoot them as far away as you can so that if you do need to shy away because it gets out of control, you've got half a second maybe to move. Does your book have Ian Roberts' pitch? No, it does not. Your personal car collection tour? Yeah, well, it's back in Australia. And I'm here today I'm in France. This afternoon I was in Monaco. And tomorrow night or the next night I'll be in Azerbaijan. What was that one there? The worst, funniest experience. Oh. The funniest experience. Nothing comes to mind, I'm afraid to say. But if it does, and allow me to have a drink, I'll give you a quick little view as to what's going on here on the street. A lot of steps in these places. What do you think of Lewis's dress code today? Oh, it took me by surprise, big time. Actually, I only caught the last bit of him coming in. And I don't know, I can't find that picture, but the rear pillion passenger seat on that motorcycle is so small. It would be, 2/3 the size of that keyboard. And Angela is perched precariously on the back of that thing, avoiding coming off and holding on for dear life, I'd suggest. But it's a nice bike. And it's got his name on it. It's an LH44 MV Augusto. But pretty nice. Brutal is the other bit of writing. But I did take note of what most of the drivers arrived in on. A few on boats, a lot on scooters, a couple on motorbikes, many on foot. A couple of the wags were there today, wives and girlfriends. F for Bottas and Leclerc. Yeah, they had shits of days, didn't they? And I can tell you that Charles was in 6 hours before the start of the race and didn't get to race. He'd be a bit dirty about that, wouldn't he? I'm just going to alter this a little bit. There we go. Vettel is back. Did you take the Antonio photo out of the tunnel on their Insta page? No, I didn't. That's somebody else's. Anyone arrived with their car? I think a couple got dropped off because they went over the bridge to get to the paddock instead of coming down the far end. There are two entrances to the paddock. And the third, sometimes they open the gate for people who take a boat. The boat that Daniel came in on today was very nice and colourful, orange. And Toto, I took a lovely picture of Toto on the scooter. He arrived on a boat as well. Okay, what's that one? Thank you to my members, because you come up with a different colour. I'll endeavour to get to yours. And if you want your comment to be definitely read, get onto Super Chat. Are you doing what the drivers drove or sailed? Yeah, I probably will. I've got to go through and make sure I've got enough information for that one. Now, VIP members, you need to, if you're not a VIP member, I'm going to urge you to do that because there's some great benefits for you. And even if you're an average member, just a normal member, there's 3 levels of membership. You get to take my raw photos, and I'm going to probably do it after every race now, where I throw up a couple of raw photos. Now, for those people not sure what that means, when you take a photo with your phone, that's a JPEG. So it's got a little bit of information in there, but the raw image is the full file. It's 20 megabytes, and it contains everything. So you can do a whole lot more with a raw file than you can with a JPEG. And I don't think too many photographers would go and give away their raws. But I figure I take so many pictures in a day, and most of them, wow, I would end up, the last race I ended up with 1,400 photos that I put up online, and I probably took 16,000 photos, because every time you press the shutter you're taking 2 or 3 pics. Now, I've just been distracted by a question. How do I become a member? Well, you just go to you've probably got to do this on a laptop, but on a laptop, when you see the subscribe button, next to it is join. Hit join. Pick a membership level, and you get some added benefits like wallpapers. And the wallpapers this month, next time I update them, I think I update the middle of every month, are going to be rippers. No, I didn't get access to the platform to shoot the drivers. What was I talking about before? I can't remember now. The only races I won't attend are ones if I get COVID. Apart from that, everywhere I'm going. Yeah, Carlos and Lando up on stage, and they were doing some funny stuff too, with their backs to the audience, but unfortunately, because I'm shooting over my head, it's a lot of luck, and all of those photos were focused on the Prince and the people standing next to him, so those photos were not that good. But you wouldn't have known that if I didn't tell you. Who was the second reporter on the bus? I don't know, the woman. I don't know her. Yeah, good question. I've not met her. Did you take any photo of Lando and Carlos moment? Yeah, up on stage, and on podium. I don't know, I put up some of Lando. I might do some more later on. I don't know. I've got another couple of hours work after I finish speaking to you. Leclerc and Carlos, they seem good. I noticed Charles made a funny comment on one of my posts about Carlos arriving in on the 3-wheel scooter. So I think they get on well. 16,000 photos, yeah, in one race, yeah. And we're going to go through all of them. No, that's 4 days. That's over 4 days, so about 4,000 a day. And half the time I've just got to stop taking photos because you think, it's just a car coming around a corner, it's not doing anything. I can go and take a photo of Tom Holland and he'll get way more likes than a picture of a car, unless it's coming out of the tunnel in nice light and it's the McLaren, because those pictures were very well received. Which turn? I was at a number of turns. Turn 1 on the outside, and then all the way up the hill on the inside of the track. I went up to Casino Square, but I don't love Casino Square. Not for me. I like shooting through the barrier low and getting those angles that very few people want to get because it's a bit uncomfortable, and most people just shoot from the window, so you get exactly the same photos. And I'm guilty of that too. But there you go. Recommended restaurant around Monaco. Oh, okay. Down. What's the other little bay? Is it Fonvier? I think that's where it is. There's a meat restaurant that I went to a couple of years ago, and Lawrence Stroll at the time was having dinner, and he had a girlfriend at the time that was a very attractive woman. But it's a really beautiful restaurant. But there's so much pizza on offer here. It's like a cop-out. They can charge a fair whack for it and make a king-size profit out of it. Oh, and be very careful with the taxis here too. I was about 1.8 kilometres from my apartment, and I'd walked a fair way home tonight with a lot of stuff, and a cab driver said, "Do you want a lift?" I said, "Yeah, how much?" He goes, "Oh, 50. What? 50 euros for 1.8 k's? Yeah, 40? No, don't worry. Oh, 30? No. 20. 20, all right. Because I wasn't really keen to keep carrying that stuff because it's so bloody heavy, all of it. Any photos of Lawrence Stroll and his boat? No, I got his boat. I mentioned that earlier. Will you join a big party tonight? No, I've got more work to do. Can you move through the circuit during the race? Yeah, we can go around wherever we want. It's just not easy to get back to the media centre because you've got to go up over bridges. And without a doubt, I have not put on any weight since I've been away because of the constant walking. Like, I can't see now, but I would have done 18 Ks today and a lot of standing around. Here's another look outside. They're watching out there airing. Hello from Mumbai. Well, hello from Beausoleil. How much of the F1 passes you buy on a race weekend? Well, how much are the tickets? I don't know. At least 300, 400 Aussie dollars if you want a reasonable seat. That's probably just an average seat, which is about 200 to 280 euro. Do I prioritise taking pictures of certain drivers? That's an interesting question. I found myself today, some places I go to and I think, right, early in the race, I'll just shoot all 20 drivers, one pick each, and I'll get that at a high shutter speed so I'm guaranteed it's sharp. And then the next pass around, I might do a slower shutter speed, and then the next time around, I'll just go, no, not doing that. I'll do that, and I'll prioritise McLarens, Ferraris, because they look good. What else do I like to shoot? I don't mind shooting the Haas, but no one's ever interested in the Haas, unfortunately. I don't like shooting the Mercedes or the Aston Martin because in the wrong light, it's just a blob of darkness. I like the Alpha Tauri because it does stand out. Been going 22 minutes and I've had no super chat questions and no new members join up. What's going on, people? You need to get on board here and become a member. Like Pat from Ireland, who has joined us now, and Super Chat gets your questions to the top of the list. Favourite photo you've ever taken? Well, this one, I'm going to say, because I'm tired of saying what I normally say, I would say the car coming out of the tunnel the other day, the new livery Gulf Oil McLaren. That'll be my favourite for a while. I discovered Kim from a school project about photography. Tell me more about that. A school project. How many books do you read in a year of travelling? 0. Quality of the stream is not so good, and I'm not surprised about that because I can tell you the internet is absolutely appalling here. I'll give you an example. I had a video to go up on Thursday night. It was going to take 3 hours to go up from here. I had to walk to the track, probably 2.2 Ks. It took 6 minutes and I walked back. The internet is atrocious. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, Melanie. We can stop it soon if we like. It's just very frustrating. Compared with the last place I was at, which was Barcelona in that apartment. That was lightning. Just the best ever. Did you take... No, I don't know where Charles's broken Ferrari was. That didn't get out of the garage, did it? No, we don't have to pay to attend races. We are allowed in and given access and even lunches. Not great lunch here in this place. What is it? Monaco. But certainly beggars can't be choosers and you just want something to fill your stomach. Where's your drink today? Oh, here's my drink. This is Galvanina orange juice with sparkling water. It's fantastic. What is the internet like at the media centre? It's lightning quick. Lightning quick. Is Stroll's boat huge? Yeah. It's, I don't know, 80 metres, 90 metres. It's a lovely drink. I bought 3 of them. They're €4 each. Very tasty. And I can't buy Southern Comfort, so I haven't had any alcohol for a week. Spotted you, what? While podium celebration? I don't think so. I was way away. Got nice photos of that beauty. Yes, I did, of the Golf car, the McLaren. How many raw photos do you end up with? 1,400 is what I did roughly for the last 2 races. I found out you had a YouTube channel, says AMKF1, then watched your video, then I subbed. Thank you for that. You do any yacht shooting when down there? No, I did actually today when I came back. Have I got them up? Maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, I got bored with the shooting the cars because nothing was exciting. So I think I might have some people here. Yeah, there's some people on the balcony there. Now, this is interesting. Now, is there anyone awake in Perth watching this? Because what are we here? 8 plus 6 is, take the turn, well, it's 2 a.m. If you're from Perth, you would know this. Now, City Beach would be 1 kilometre from my house in Perth. And these people were from City Beach. And I did take some other photos of people on boats. Here we go. People just doing what you do on a boat. Lounge around, not paying too much attention to what's going on track because really it's predictable, isn't it? Unless something goes horribly wrong. Hello to Ronan from Israel. I've been to Israel once. It's interesting. And did you know that Monegasque cannot gamble? They can't. That's right. It's like Singapore. Can Singaporeans? Not sure whether Singaporeans can either, but yes, I did know that Monegasques can't gamble. Do you have any cars? Yes, I do. Peroni, that's a beer. Did you get any good McLaren pictures? Yes, today I did. I haven't gone through them all yet. I've chosen to talk to you first. Now, somebody's members said, do try to get the team celebrations after the races. They're all done in pit lane, and we have no access to pit lane. However, last race in Barcelona, we're right above the pits in the media centre, and I could have if I wanted to shoot the celebration with Lewis from top down, but I didn't. Unfortunately, every photo you take has to be, if you keep it, has to be edited and put up. There's such a time investment involved. Charles's crash, no, I was saying earlier on in the feed that stream that I was actually at the spot of both of those crashes sometime prior, and at one point, for about, it's only about 5 minutes, I just shot the cars as they rounded swimming pool and headed away. I just shot that exact spot where the crash happened. And I was just waiting for something to happen, and I just sort of stayed there until, what is it? Till Q3. Yeah. What's the best corner to take pic from in Monaco? No, I like the exit of the tunnel. I've said that before. I think it's just, on a day when there's really bright sunshine, it's just magical. Do you pay for the hotels? Yeah, who else is going to pay for them? Unless you're dipping in. Well, actually you are in a way. Not all of you, but some of you. Thank you for that. Wise didn't live up to my expectations, but photography-wise it did. What's that one there? Did you get to see the F2 wet race? No, I didn't. But Ostra Piastri, an Australian boy, did very well. Good luck to him. Are there any rules about talking about Schumachers? No, I don't know. Everyone just says, I wonder what's going on, but that's about it. I haven't done all my picks yet, so it's hard for me to tell what my best picks are. More details about the option to edit your pictures. Okay, so here's the deal. You become a member of the channel and you pay a minuscule amount of money every month. I don't drink Forsters, the fake Aussie beer. And then after each race, I put up a couple of raw images. Now, raw images is what I shoot in. I don't shoot in JPEG, so the image you get has all of the information, 20 megabyte file, and you have to download it from a Dropbox. And then you can go and edit it. If you've got Photoshop or Lightroom, you can do whatever you want with it. You can't sell it. You can't, I can use it for personal purposes. You can go and get it printed. Like, I'm not giving you my very best selling pictures. I'm giving you stuff that I probably wouldn't, well, they're not shit pictures, but they're not my best pictures. But it gives you a chance to see exactly what the photo looks like out of the camera. Because some people say, oh, you photoshopped those pictures out of the tunnel. Well, when you see the raws, very clearly I didn't. And the picture I put up was actually the JPEG straight from the camera. And then if you want, you can put them on your Instagram and say, look, this is what I've done here with a picture of Kim Elmans. No shit pics, Kim, that's right. Joby, there's no such thing as an apprentice. You can't get accredited. All right, what's that one? Kim Elman, thoughts on Haas? Well, I know where they are, at the back of the field, always. It's very predictable. Do you usually have access to the paddock? Yes. And we can go in there all the time, and drivers come and go, and celebrities are there, and it's fantastic. So it's very difficult now, because like I stood outside that gate today for a good 3 hours. It's interesting because people are coming and going, and you're always stopping and talking to people, and that's where you get a lot of your stories too, because people tell you stuff, but it's not the same as being in the paddock and seeing the drivers come and go in that atmosphere, because like you would have seen a lot of those pictures. There's wire, there's trees, there's crap everywhere, cars, rubbish trucks. It's just a little bit disappointing, but that's what everyone's got to work with now. And last year there was only about 11 or 12 photographers in total, I think. And yeah, there were a few celebrities. Somebody said Cristiano Ronaldo was there today. I didn't see him. Now there is actually, if I wanted to, I could have stayed at the Exeter swimming pool on the outside of the track, and then I can see the first 6 teams' hospitality suites, and I can shoot up and get shots of VIPs who are standing out on balconies. Rightio, now we must stop now, because is it Aum Patel from Canada says hello from Toronto. What are your thoughts on Car Lando podium? It was great, and actually I can't tell, but when I put that picture up of the podium, it was running at 350 likes a minute. Now I can tell you that an average post will run at 50 a minute. A good one's 100 a minute. So 350 a minute is in my top 5% of pictures. And I think that was because you had both Carlos and Lando. Carlos for his first real podium. Of course, that other one where he got it on the protest or what it was in Brazil, where we all hung around for hours to find out whether he'd got up there. This was his, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this was his first podium, where he got to celebrate, and lovely to celebrate in front of a crowd, which was nice. And there were a lot of people there. Somebody said 7,500. I think there was more than that. Anyway, who knows? What's this lighting like? And I'm sorry about the internet speed, people. Did you see Max was pissed up pretty much straight after the race? No, I did not. Was he drinking out of the bottle, was he? Monza 2020. Okay, yes. All right. Well, so it's his second one. But first one in front of a crowd. And I imagine that is a huge difference. And thank you to David, who is also from Canada, or Canada as you say there, who is moderating comments on the stream tonight. Did you get a photo of Serena Williams? Didn't even know she was there. Did you get any pictures of Mix? No crash photos. And 614 people on board with us tonight. And I'll be doing this week I'm probably going to put up, I'll do one on Monday night, a video. I'll do one on maybe Wednesday night, Friday night, Sunday night. Yeah. And I can tell you that the reach of the videos has gone up to 25 million per 28 days. So nearly 1 million people a day it's reaching. Not watching, but reaching. Hello to Chip Miller. Everything's well. Chip, I've had a nice dinner. I've washed. I've had a couple of lovely orange juices with sparkling water in it, and now I'm talking to you. Any pictures of Tom Holland? Are you not on Instagram? Brady, are you on Instagram? Obviously not. Go and have a look at my Instagram feed. Anything on the fashion show? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll tell you about that. I was invited to attend, and you have to be invited. And I got along there, and I was unsure of how many drivers. Hello, Jacob. Shame about Charles today. Yes, very disappointing. From the Czech Republic, is that right? Thank you for joining us. But yeah, Charles got to watch a race. He wouldn't get to watch a race too often. Now, what was I talking about? The fashion show. 8 drivers, they said. Who are the 8 drivers? Oh, I can't tell you. You just have to wait. And the drivers all did a photo call before the fashion parade in front of a logo wall. And there was probably about 25 photographers there. And that's when we realised we had George and we had Nicholas and we had Antonio, plus some other Formula E and F2 drivers. And then Natalie Pinkham hosted the event, and she looked a treat in a very flouncy dress, and she'll make my Women of the Paddock post tomorrow wearing an evening dress. Might be hard to do, but could you do a vlog on race day on how you prep, shoot, and locations? It's tricky. Maybe. So then the very first thing up was the drivers, because they'd all been hair and made up and had their hairs done, and they all came out and did one pass of the crowd and did their modelling, did the little turn on the catwalk, and they went back, and then they all came out a second time and walked right down the front and then off the stage, and that was it. A couple hung around. Antonio took off straight away. I don't know how long George hung around. I know Nick DeVries went and sat down and watched the rest of the show, but they raised a lot of money, this charity, and I put up that picture of George. Unfortunately, the internet was so atrocious I couldn't do it live from the event, so I had to do it. What's that? Oh, it's a picture. I had to do it when I got back here, and boy, didn't that take off. That was a really popular picture. You can hear all that noise out here too, can't you? Police sirens. Yeah. What did you do before following F1 as a photographer? What I'll do when I'm finished this, that's going back to messages on hold. I've got a company in Perth with 45 odd staff back there, and that does audio production for businesses to play to their callers on hold. Hello to lol911000 from Norway. How am I doing? I'm relaxed. I'm happy that that's all over. Another member here, a couple of members. What do we got here? Nathan and Radio Alex. The police are coming to get me. What for? For giving away raw pictures. Ted Kravitz is fantastic. Ted is a lovely guy. Why is he annoying, Carl? I like him. I think he's great. I'll sit down here for a little bit. Now, I did tidy up this apartment, but you can probably see crap in the background. Anything incriminating? No, but there is a lovely citron tart over there I'll be having in a second. I love Ted. So do I, Nathan. I've got a lot of time for the man. He's been very helpful to me. Gives me lots of information and tips. I met Ted in Melbourne. I don't know what's offensive about him. Still, you'll die trying to please everyone. How expensive is Monaco? Yeah, well, they wanted to charge me €50 for a 1.8k trip in the taxi today, but we bargained that down to 20. Thank you to Fraz. Apologies if you've already answered this. What would you say was your highlight of the weekend? Putting the George picture up was nice, because I thought it was a good-looking picture, and he looked pretty smooth in it. Is there any other highlight? And the pictures out of the tunnel, I just knew that they'd be good. And the very first shot I took, I had a look in the back of the camera. I thought, yeah, it's exactly as I had envisaged it, maybe even better. So thank you for your question and your super chat. And for new members, we do have a new member. Who's this? Apologies for my hand. Eddie Chin. Welcome on board, Eddie. We need some VIP members too, please, because you get extra special stuff. How was it photographing the new McLaren livery? Yeah. Somebody pointed out, and well done to you people for noticing stuff, that the colour of their face masks, which are stupid and uncomfortable, differed to the colour of their race suits. Now, I know it's tricky to get them perfect, but there was a discrepancy. No, I'm not staying on in Monaco. I'm going straight to Baku tomorrow or Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to it. No, this is not an off-white. This is a diesel jacket that is comfortable. In fact, this is a diesel shirt too. And I bought a pair of diesel jeans, a new pair of shoes, and as I said in my video, I had to send back 3 things to Perth because there is simply no more room. Which F1 drivers are the closest friends? Oh, they're not close friends because you don't spend any real time, but I know a lot of them to talk to. But no, I wouldn't say any of them are close friends, and they certainly wouldn't say that of me. So, but nice to have a chat with them, and the ones that I've spent any time with have been sensational. Where am I from? I'm from Perth, Australia. Western Australia, to be exact. What are your championship predictions? It's going to be close, and that was really good today that Max had a win and brought it back to an even keel. I think he's ahead by a couple of points, isn't he? And Lando, third, 9 in front of Valtteri. He would have been disappointed today. Obviously, Valtteri not being able to get back out after that botched pit stop, because that's cost him some points. You would have thought he would have ended up second. Did you see that Max aligned in an angle that he could defend from? And I've not seen anything of the race. I only see stuff that's in my viewfinder when I'm shooting, and that's all I see. Although occasionally there's this huge screen halfway up the hill after turn 1. Halfway up the hill there's a screen that would be, what's that, 20 metres high by 30 metres wide. And people can see that from the pit lane, no problem at all, and it's fantastic. Have you met any of your fans? Yes, okay, so a gentleman stopped me yesterday and wanted a picture with his son, which I was happy to do, and I had my big lens, which is somewhere here, and it's got my logos on it, and so that was in shot. And then somebody today wanted me to stop for a quick chat, but I had to keep running. And I see 2 people today, and then funny, sometimes you get like someone from the other side of the track. I know this happened twice yesterday. People send me photos. This is you, right? This is you. I said, yeah, that's me. Oh, so that's always nice. And you know what I do love, and I thank everyone that does this on Instagram, is people send me tips. Hey, Tom Holland's here, whatever. And I go, great, because often you know more than we do, because you're sitting there watching it on television, and television has all that detail, and sometimes we don't know. Hamilton blames the team, did he? If you come to Miami and I see you, you better take a photo of me. Right, is that an invitation or a threat? Is Giovinazzi the most overrated driver nobody cares about? I don't know. You tell me. Nice fella. I saw him put his hair up today when he got off his motorcycle. That might be fodder for one of my videos. Might kill a few seconds. Who's Haaland? I don't even know Haaland. Please read my comments. Gone. Daniel Craig in Silverstone last year. Was last year? Or was the year before he was? I got him the year before. Please get out of the way, Mr. Craig's coming through. Please make way for Mr. Craig. That's what the guy was saying. I'm glad you liked the videos, Elaine, because Antonio came in on an electric scooter today, and Lewis came in on his motorbike. Lando just had a little cheap rent-a-scooter, as did Pierre. How are you, Kim? Kim spelt wrongly. I love your work. Thank you, Nizard. I've seen your name before. Still 562 people, so thank you for staying with us here. We'll go for another 10 or so minutes. Am I allowed to sit at the end of the tunnel runoff to shoot? No, you can't. There's no area for photographers to sit where the cars, if they didn't take the chicane. Is that what we're talking about? If they didn't turn left for the chicane and they ran on, are we allowed to get them? No, we're not. If that's what you ask, the answer is no. That's a dangerous spot because they come down quite a speed. Did you figure out where does drivers live in Monaco? I don't know where they live. But I did notice that a couple of the cars, this is going up the hill after turn 1, and there's a few little wiggly bits. And there's one bit that we shoot and we get them on the crest, so you don't see them, and then you do see them very quickly. And most of the cars were, as I was looking at it, on the left, so that they'd be lining up on the right-hand side of the track as they're driving. But there were a couple of drivers who would be further out in the middle, and once you've watched them do that a number of times, you get a feel for it. And so if you know that Seb's coming up after Pierre, you think, right, well, I could just frame slightly to the right for that. I've lost all your questions now. And we need some more members. You need to sign up as a member so that you get access to these raw files, and if you're photographically minded, you can edit them and play with them and see what you can do with them. Somebody actually took, I can't find it quickly, but somebody took one of my ProStar Pix logos and etched it onto the front of the car in one of the versions that they've sent, which is very clever because I'm going to feature that on my video. I loved the Gulf McLaren Robin. Absolutely loved it. It was a real treat to look at, and I thought of all the cars, that's the one that popped. Did you see the director cutting from the only on-track overtake? No. Did Gasly overtake Seb or the other way around? I'm guessing that Seb overtook Gasly because I think, yeah, am I right? I don't know. I've not had a chance to look at it. And probably won't have a chance to look at what happened until tomorrow. What was your career path? How did you get from... well, I just decided I wanted to come and do F1 and applied to F1 for accreditation for testing and said, this is what I could do for you, my plan. And they said, yeah, you can do testing. And then I did Melbourne. Then I did all the races that year. And then I think I've only missed, apart from last year, because almost everyone missed all of them, but maybe 5 races in the 2 years, 18 and 19. And I won't miss any this year if I don't get COVID. Do you use servo autofocus? Yes, I do. And how many photos per car pass do you take? Oh, if something exciting's happening, I'll keep my finger on the shutter for maybe 2 seconds. So what's that, 26 odd pictures? But most of the time it'll be 3 or 4. Can you please ask my wife Fiona to make me a cup of tea? Fiona, could you please make Alfie a cup of tea? Thank you. She said yes. She said yes. That's good. Can we choose the wallpaper if we become a member? You get, I think you get 3 or 4 wallpapers a month, and you can take them all, rotate them. How hard is it to pan through the slit and the barriers? It's uncomfortable, and as I mentioned in my video on Thursday, the most effective way to do it is for the barrier to be, the Armco to be in shadow. If it's not in shadow, there's too much light and it's not a very good shot. So you just sit over there for a second. I'll get you to look out there. I'm going to have a drink. Isn't that lovely scenery? Scenery we don't have in Australia. More questions. Caitlin Dawson, A. It's not really a question, is it? Have any teams contacted you to work? I had a chat with one team once, but I don't really think I wouldn't want to be a team photographer. I think I'm better on my own. Hi, I was the one who sent you a picture of you in the background of the Mercedes grille. The grid, yes. Now, where was that? Thank you for that. And somebody sent me a picture of me at Casino Square on Thursday. Your favourite shot this weekend? I've already mentioned that one. It was coming out of the tunnel with Lando. Pardon me, but equally was Daniel's car was just as impactful. What makes the good picture stand out from the average? Lighting, I think. Or something happening. Favour food. Oh, I would love a good steak. I haven't had a good steak for a week and a half, I think. But that chicken I had tonight was fantastic. And no more bloody ham and cheese. My God, I must have eaten ham and cheese every day, if not twice a day some days. Best driver to photograph. I get recognition from a number, and those pictures are always better. Actually, Lewis waved today. That was nice. I think there was only me. Maybe there was one other photographer. But yeah, it's nice when they acknowledge you because your photos are better because you get to see their eyes. Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, look, Kimi is hard to find, and he doesn't give you much. So no, he's not the best one. I don't think he cares. Do you? I don't think so. As he said, it's a hobby for him. Did you hear about the photographer that dropped his lens on the track on Nivelles? No. Where was he standing? I'm interested in that story because I fear that every time I put my lens anywhere near a photographic window like I was today, I make sure my lens cap's solid and sometimes even take it off like I did today, and I just left it on a little ledge somewhere, and then of course I move off and I go 150 metres and then think, oh, I've got to go back and find it. Oh, Serena waving the checkered flag. I didn't realise that. Ham Russ Merc 2022. You reckon? Is there an after party? I don't know. I've no inclination to go out and be sociable with people I don't know. It's hard work. Lots of questions coming in. Thank you for that. Have been to the restaurant Tip Top just after Casino Square. Made famous back in the 70 days. Okay. Is that... I think I went there. Yeah, I think I went there. I did notice I walked past the other day and they've got those plastic screens up between tables now, which they have to have. But yeah, I think I know that restaurant. It's a long, skinny one, and it's about where the bump in the road is that they missed. In fact, it might even be another 20 metres further down the road than that. But there were some boats out in the harbour today that had no people on them, backed up with great positions next to the track, and no one out on the decks. Amazing. Thank you, David, for sorting out the drop kicks and the feed. No one is wearing masks in Florida. They've had enough. Well, everyone's doing it here. Everyone's doing it here, and it's bloody awful. But it's a sensible measure. Doesn't mean we have to like it, but it's sensible. No, I don't think Monaco should be dropped from the calendar at all. I think it's a great social occasion. It's just like a party with a bit of noise in the background. Oh, and the F2 cars are mighty loud, much louder than the F1 cars, and they backfire. They sure get your attention. Will tracks start including spectators after seeing... No, I don't know. I hope so. Well, I can also tell you that in Monaco, the journalists were allowed for the first time in the paddock. Now, maybe in some weeks' time, there'll be a change with the photography policy too. And if it happens, we're there. We're ready to go. When are you off to Azerbaijan? Monday or Tuesday, I think. I've got 2 flights booked. I'm not sure which one to take yet. Why don't you shoot F2? When am I going to edit photos? The more photos you take, the more time you have to edit. So if you shoot all day, at some point you have to edit those things. So no, there's no time to shoot F2, and I'm not interested in F2. Although the other day I did walk back to my apartment here in Beau Soleil, and I walked around the track thinking that it would be open by the time I got up to the casino and I could jump the street. But it wasn't open, so I shot a couple of shots of the F2 cars going around, and yeah, took some nice shots with that little police station in the background. Hello from France. Well, I'm in France. It's all right. I don't have jet lag. At the moment, I'm just travelling through Europe, so we've only got short flights. When I was travelling in Australia, that was fine. Occasionally I'll take it to Mazepam, and I get to the place if I can't sleep. And like if I wake up, as I have a want to do, at about 3 a.m. some mornings, and I know I have to have more sleep because I got an F1 day, I'll just take one straight away, just so I don't have to try to get back to sleep. The lens came off just before the chicane. Really? And dropped onto the track? So how did they rescue it? That's interesting. I'm a freelancer. I'd like to know which photographer, because that would be very sad and disappointing for that person. Hello, South Africa, from Joburg maybe, or Pretoria. What's the spot you're most looking forward to photograph? Oh, the castle. No, it's not actually a castle, it's a wall. What's in the background there? Just mess. Yeah, I like that area up there, but it's a long way to go. Today, somebody asked what lenses. I just carried a 600, 70 to 200, and a 16 to 35. I was just lazy. If I could have a little van that had all of my lenses in it, that would be a dream. And you just go back to the van and you could swap it over in a little hermetically sealed area so you didn't get dust on the sensor. Geez, that would be good. If you want to get your comments noticed, get on to Super Chat. And I still have some of my NFTs for sale. 5 have gone, 6 are left. You get to own these NFTs, so they're yours to sell in the future. You don't get the commercial rights, but it's a bit like owning the Mona Lisa original. It's yours. And if you don't know what an NFT is, perhaps you're as old as me, ask your kids, they will tell you. But it's a great investment. with some nice pictures that should increase in value. And you can get them at OpenSea. Someone will tell me. Is it IO? OpenSea is the website, and that's where you get great art that you can own as an NFT, a non-fungible token. Hello, Brazil. I hope we're coming to your country. I doubt it, though. I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. What do I think of the Dutch GP? I'm hoping it goes ahead because I'm very keen to see Holland, and I know that I have a big following in Holland, and hopefully we can have one of my F1 dinners and talk F1. Could you not take a trolley? No, you should see the stairs we have to go up. It's phenomenal. 3 sets to get out of the media centre, then steps up. Oh, it's just everywhere. But this place is an exception, I promise you. Basel, Switzerland, beautiful, home of fine Swiss watches. I am fine, Rafin. I see your name popped up. Did you? I think you did an edit. Thank you for that. Hello from Perth. We have a Perth person, Mr. Aussie. Well, Mr. Aussie, I was just mentioning earlier on, were you privy to my chat about me seeing the Aussie flag with City Beach WA on it? That was nice. It's also funny when, like, I'll tell you 2 stories. I mentioned a photographer in a post recently, and he said to me, I've got to thank you for some followers. And I said, how many did you get? And he goes, about 200. And I said, okay, that's nice. And then last week in a video, I mentioned Mario Renzi, and I said, go and have a look at Mario, because he's the photographer that photographs on the podium. And he got 400 followers out of it. And then lovely Aldona Marciniak, did I pronounce it right? Polish people will know her. Anyway, she is a lovely lady, a good journalist. I had a good chat with her today, and she thanked me very much for putting her on Women of the Paddock and in a video. And I said, did you get any new followers? She said, about 1,000. I said, really? She goes, yes. But they'll all drop off soon. I said, why? Well, because they'll realise I only post in Polish, which I thought was hilarious. I'm doing well. Hello to The Rock. The Rock is a new supporter. Thank you for that. A new member. Do you experience sometimes... Yes, I do experience technical issues. I had one today and it panicked the shit out of me because I used someone else's battery charger to charge my batteries. I went and picked them up and put in my camera, and straight away one camera didn't work. I thought, no. So I thought, I'll put that battery in the other camera, and then that didn't work. I thought, I've wrecked 2 cameras because perhaps the battery charger's faulty. But anyway, they worked fine. But occasionally, often, there is dust on the sensor, and recently I had to pay 300 Aussie dollars to get 2 cameras cleaned, the sensors. What a rip-off. Do you have an assistant? No, I don't have an assistant to change the memory cards. I never imagined you also stream sometimes. Okay, well, you've now worked that out. That's great. Yes, I have experienced the Red Bull Energy Station. It's very lavish. It wasn't there this year. They didn't need it. No guests. Although Pierre's manager mentioned to me today that they had some sponsors in at AlphaTauri. So things may be opening up. I live in hope. No, I haven't got a number 1 race highlight today. There was really nothing that happened. Nothing at all for me. Podium was shocking because it was hard to get to. I was lucky to get any pictures, I thought, of the podium, and we got nothing of Parc Ferme. God knows what happened there. Hello, Oman. Yeah, the quality is bad, and I apologise because of our internet. It's shocking. There was a clip of a photographer dropping his lens on the track. Oh my God, imagine if that was me. I would be so embarrassed. Do you know how something like that would be recovered? No. Did it sit on the track? Oh, that would be horrendous. Have you ever tried a simulator? No, I did something at Sands Hotel in Las Vegas many years ago, just driving some car game with the wraparound screens. It was so good. I had to go back to the room and lie down because I was about to vomit from motion sickness. Did you see Serena's terrible waving? No, I didn't. No, you know more about everything that goes on than me, unless it happens right in front of me, in which I'll know more about it than you. What's your favourite GP? Well, we just had it today. It's finished now. I've got to wait for another year. And I'm going to book this apartment next year. It's just fantastic. Looking forward to the Miami Group GP. Yeah, I think so. I love every new one. And I'm really excited about going to Saudi. She tried to take the flag back in after the first 3 cars. She didn't want to give them, the rest of them, the flag. Is that right? I haven't seen the McLaren Golf posters, but I did see that Aldona Marchignac had a Golf McLaren bag today that was so beautiful, really classy. And helicopter Monaco to Nice, yeah, I could do that. But you know what? It's just so much easier to just get in a car because I've got a lot of luggage. And if I go with a helicopter, you have to do a couple of transfers and probably can't be bothered. But I would do it because it's only about €100, I think, for that trip. Did you? Celebrities, only just Tom Holland. It's the only celebrity I saw. Unfortunately, they don't come in 3 hours before the race. They come in minutes before the race, and I'm normally editing or heading out somewhere. So it's not conducive, but look, when things get back to normal, we'll see them in the paddock, and that's great because they're easy to shoot. Now, someone may be flying to Abu Dhabi for the race. Any way to meet you? No, well, it depends if we have a dinner, but that's all governed by the FIA. We have to get approval to mix outside our bubbles. I was near the Leclerc crash, but not when he crashed, about 20 minutes prior. As I mentioned earlier, I was focusing on that spot too, waiting for someone to crash into it. I don't know who the photographer at the crash was, but I have shot in that spot, and I took some photos on Thursday from that exact spot when I was right up next to the fence. I haven't got my scarf on because it's quite warm tonight. Not warm, but it's not cold enough for that. Thank you to Rufix Gaming, nice hotel. This is an Airbnb and it's fantastic. And with that said, I'll answer one more question and then leave you to your Sunday night or afternoon or morning, wherever you are. I'm going to find something quick. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Oh, what? The links for my merch aren't showing up on your YouTube or website. Oh, I have to get my staff to sort that out Monday. They've done it all and they've done a great job, I thought. And I did see something. I thought, well, that looks really good. But if you're saying it's not up yet, it will come. And it will happen. Do you miss your family? Okay, that'll be my last question. Yes, my family are in Adelaide at the moment. I won't go into that lengthy story, but yeah, my wife has both of my boys and both of their girlfriends there, seeing my brother and his family, and they're having a lovely time, and I'll see my wife at some stage throughout the year. She'll come probably to do some work with me here, and maybe my boys if they can get out of Australia, but at this stage it's very difficult to get out and incredibly difficult to get back. So with that said, I'll say thank you very much, and thank you for becoming a member. And if you're not a member, join, because any member status gets access to these raw files, and you can download those and edit them. And I'll put up a handful of images that people have edited, so you can see what people have done with virtually a blank canvas. And I will say until next Sunday night, this will be my live stream. Yeah, goodbye.